If you're someone who's been dealing with constant bloating, acid reflux, indigestion, malabsorption, or skin-related issues like eczema, psoriasis, hives, or menstrual issues like irregular cycles, hormonal imbalance, PCOS, PCOD, or for those who are having trouble in conceiving, then this video is for you. Now, you all will agree that in recent times, our diet, which is very ultra processed, the stress of modern day life, and our casual intake of antibiotics and all other different sort of medications has messed up our gut health to the extent which are causing intolerance against food items and causing low-grade inflammation in our body. Now, generally, these food items are not harmful themselves, but because of our compromised gut lining, which is also known as leaky gut, these food items, indigested food items, enter our bloodstream and activate our immune reaction and causing elevated levels of IgG antibodies. But no need to worry. This is where our food intolerance test come to the rescue. Now, in our food intolerance test, we measure the elevated levels of these IgG-based antibodies against different sort of foods, and then you can have personalized anti-inflammatory nutrition plan. Now, let's talk about what is the basic difference between your traditional food allergy test and food intolerance test. So, the symptoms in food allergy test are very aggressive, and the onset of these symptoms is either immediate or between 24 hours of window. And also you need immediate medical attention. Symptoms are anaphylactic shock, narrowing of your windpipe, hives, and trouble breathing. But in our food intolerance test, the symptoms are very mild and subtle, and there is no way of knowing which food is causing these symptoms. Also, the onset of symptoms goes from 24 hours to 72 hours. So there is no other way of figuring out which food is causing these symptoms rather than getting yourself tested for food intolerance test. Now, if you're wondering where to get yourself tested for this food intolerance test, let me resolve this issue for you. So you can get yourself tested with us at Dr. Bakshi's Advanced Diagnostic, who are exclusive partner of ImmuPro and other advanced Germany-based testing here in India for more than 10 years of experience. Now let's talk about the test process and sample collection. So the sample type is serum-based, and once your sample is collected, the sample goes to Germany for the analysis, and you will receive your report within 3 to 4 weeks of time. Post your test result, we'll do the counseling and we'll explain you the reports in a very simplified and layman term. Now, our ImmuPro test, which is a food intolerance test, come in 4 different variants. ImmuPro Basic, in which your blood sample will be tested against 22 or 44 food items, depending on whichever you pick. Then ImmuPro Basic, in which we cover 90 food items, and herein you'll be getting ImmuPro Veg and ImmuPro Non-Vegetarian. Then comes the ImmuPro Basic Plus, which covers 180 food items along with some additives. And the last variant, which is ImmuPro Complete, wherein we cover 270 food items plus mold, additives, and different other things. Now let's talk about the very important step, what happens after your report arrives. So once your report arrives, we'll do the analysis, and then there is 3 phases of ImmuPro personalized dietary intervention. So the first phase here is elimination phase, which goes for about 6 to 12 weeks, wherein we eliminate all the food items that came to be elevated in your report. And in this phase, your symptoms goes down and the patient can see the major relief during this particular phase only. Now, the second phase is provocation or reintroduction phase, where we give your body a chance once again to see whether it is ready to accept those food which have been eliminated from your nutrition, from your diet. So herein basically we reintroduce the food items again. Also, another thing is that we follow 4-day rotation plan. Now this makes sure that you are getting variety of nutrition, variety of food items in your diet, and your diet is not just monotonous. So, which is a very important one. Now, third and the last phase is stabilization phase. So once we have figured out which food your body is able to tolerate now, we include those food and The ones that body is still not ready to accept, we'll eliminate those food for again 1 year. So after knowing that these foods are now easily accepted by your body, we continue the plan for 1 year. So this was all about the 3-phase dietary intervention. Now moving further, if you have any query related to our test, or still you cannot figure out the root cause of your disease and you are fed up from being to different hospitals or doctors or healthcare professionals, it is time that you take charge in your own hands and get yourself tested for our food intolerance based test and see the result yourself. And don't worry, we'll not leave you in between. We'll do the proper hand holding and guidance and make sure that your symptoms or ailments are eliminated from their very root cause, because that's how you'll achieve long-term sustainability and long-term health goal.